Daily Broadside, day 771. If you think that any of the over 17,000 police departments we have in this country, in conjunction with any of the federal three-letter agencies, would scour the countryside in a nationwide manhunt for your death that was committed in broad daylight or not, you're wrong. They wouldn't. They wouldn't do that. They would look diligently, and then they would eventually come to a dead end, and they'd move on. Meanwhile, we're in Altoona, Pennsylvania, and I'm telling you, this is going to end up very weird. This reminds me of the Gerard Butler, who, by the way, he talks like he's got Bell's palsy on his face, and he's got like 4 different accents that are all kind of making out together. You can't really tell where the hell he's from, but this reminds me of the law-abiding citizen, where everything's just scripted and planned out, and everything's going to fall into place. Just wait. 51 minutes later, whatever the heck is going on. But I'm just saying, there's a little bit more to this story than what we got going on. Last night, I watched finally the new Yacht Rock documentary that was made, and made by Bill Simmons, who I think it was the same Bill Simmons that wrote one of the greatest books on basketball, The Big Book of Basketball, I think is what it's called. But it's like 10 years or more old, but a phenomenal book on basketball. He should write a new one, like a compendium? Compendium? What is it? A partner book to update all the things that have happened in the interim of the last one he wrote. But nevertheless, this yacht documentary, very good. I love that type of music, man. So cool. In fact, I spent part of last night afterwards playing karaoke on YouTube by myself, because that's kind of the lonely evening I had last night. And I was doing some Michael Madonna. And in fact, I'll probably throw it up here just to show you how stupid I sound when I'm by myself. Of course, I'm by myself right now, and I probably sound just as stupid. Nevertheless, it's a good documentary. A lot of Michael McDonald and Christopher Cross and Kenny Loggins and the great late Jeff Porcaro, one of the greatest session drummer of all time. It's very good, though. I remember my parents had some friends, and we would go over to their house in a neighboring city, a few times a year, and we would vacation with them. And they had a beach house, it's always nice knowing somebody has a beach house, because my parents did not have a beach house. So we could not invite them to our beach house, but we would get invited to theirs. Anyway, we would go over to their house, and it never failed. We probably ate dinner over at their house 5 or 6 times a year, and it never failed. No matter what was on the menu, there was always this one thing called twice-baked potatoes. And I had never heard of these things. I grew up with once-baked potatoes. My mom apparently had not been told that you could make them twice out of the same potato. So, of course, I grew up eating the skin of the potato, which I can only trust that my mom diligently cleaned the outside of those potatoes, because they do come out of the ground. So you'd essentially be eating dirt. But yes, I ate every bit of the potato, and I don't know where I stopped doing that. Maybe I learned that potatoes are covered in dirt when they're made, and you got to trust the people that are cleaning them. And it got to a point where maybe I didn't trust them. But I don't know where I lost that youthful naivete, where I lost my potato innocence. But somewhere along the way, I did, and I stopped eating the peel, and I just ate the cavernous guts out of the potato. But these people would make, and they were good. It was just very strange, because you're like, what is this sorcery that you have put before me? And then you'd eat it, and it's strange. It makes you wonder what would happen if you thrice baked potatoes, or quaternarily baked potatoes, or quintenarily, or sextenary, septenary, whatever the words are, octenarily, decadohedron. I don't know what I'm talking about. All I'm saying is, if you didn't grow up with twice-baked potatoes because you were a once-baked potato house, it's very weird when you get thrown into that world. But it is a good thing. And I have also, as good as they taste, I have not once ever thought of making them in my own home. I've never made a baked potato, which is a phenomenal food, by the way, and thought to myself, wait, we should stop eating these. We should scoop everything out, mix a bunch of crap, put it back in there, and then, it's a lot like haggis. Twice baked potatoes are the starch version of a haggis. And lastly, I talked yesterday about the 5 vehicles, and I did technically say 5, but the Cyclone and the Typhoon are the exact same cars. One's an SUV, one's a pickup. I forgot to say the Land Cruiser FJ80. Oh, if those had been made in manual, that would be my daily driver till the day I die. Unfortunately, they cost $1 million now because they're just such amazing vehicles. But anyway, that's all I have for that. Enjoy me singing to Michael McDonald. Takes me a minute to get, you know, the what, I don't know what it takes me a minute to hit the right, I don't know what I'm trying to say. You'll see. It's a train wreck. Get it.
He came from somewhere back in a long ago. The sentimental fool don't see trying hard to recreate what had yet to be created. Once in a life, she musters a smile for his nostalgic tale. Never coming near what he wanted to say, only to realize it never really was. She had a place in his life. I can't sing it. This is gonna hurt too. He never made her think twice. Best part right here. As he rises to her apology, anybody else would surely know he's watching her go. Then the rest of the song is just like high-pitched dogs' heads exploding. I can't do that. Anyway,